It was a quiet winter evening in the forest. Soft snow lay on the ground like a thick, white blanket. In a small, mossy bear den sat a gentle bear named Theo. Theo was warm and snug, his rich brown fur fluffy and soft. Theo listened to the calm of the evening. The forest was slow and peaceful.
Tonight feels so quiet and safe.
Theo murmured in a low, gentle voice. Outside, tiny snowflakes drifted down, slow and light, with no rush at all. Theo's ears twitched a little as he listened to the soft hush of winter. Theo was a very kind bear. He liked to make sure that every little creature in the forest felt safe. The den of Theo had soft moss on the floor, smooth stones in the corners, and old tree roots like friendly arms along the walls. Near the entrance of the den, on the right side, a tiny campfire glowed. The fire was small and calm. It did not crackle loudly. It only gave off a warm orange light and gentle shadows on the stones and logs. Theo's round belly and his big paws were warm in the glow. Everything was slow. Everything was calm. Everything was safe. Theo took a long, easy breath and felt his whole body relax. As Theo sat and listened, he felt the winter night growing deeper and quieter. The sky outside was dark and soft, and the air was chilly but kind. Then, like a small twinkling star that had flown down from the sky, a little figure drifted into the den entrance. It was Flora, the tiny firefly fairy. She had soft wings and a faint, magical glow around her. She held a floating ball of fairy light near her hands. It shimmered gently, not bright, not sharp, only soft and dreamy.
Hello, Theo.
Flora said in a playful but gentle voice.
What a peaceful winter night.
Theo looked up with kind, sleepy eyes and gave a slow, happy nod.
Hello, Flora.
He answered.
The forest feels very quiet tonight. I like it when everything feels this safe.
Flora flew a little closer, her soft glow mixing with the warm orange of the tiny campfire. The den became even cozier, with deep, gentle shadows and small pools of light. Flora tilted her head.
Theo, is something on your mind tonight?
She asked softly. Theo took a slow breath and let it out in a long, calm sigh. The air in front of his nose puffed like a tiny cloud. For a moment, he just listened, then he nodded to himself.
I was thinking
Theo said slowly.
about the first big winter night. The snow is here. The forest is still. I wish there was a gentle winter song for everyone. A song that says, "You are safe here. I am watching over you."
Flora's eyes sparkled as she whispered.
A winter song for the whole forest. That sounds very beautiful.
Theo nodded again, very slowly.
But I do not know what the song should sound like. I want it to be soft and calm. I want it to feel like a warm blanket around the heart.
Inside, Theo thought to himself.
I want every little one to feel as safe as I do in my den.
The thought made him feel warm and gentle. Flora floated in the air and made a tiny, thoughtful circle. Little golden sparks trailed behind her like slow snowflakes of light. She said. Theo's ears twitched. He liked that idea very much. The forest was full of quiet, hidden sounds. Then he said,
We could walk, step by step, slowly. We can listen to the snow. We can listen to the trees. We can listen to the water. Then we can bring the sounds together.
Flora smiled.
Yes, a small journey. A very slow journey. Just to listen.
Theo felt steady and calm. He thought,
It is a small task. A gentle task. We can do this easily.
So Theo stood up, stretching his big, gentle body. His paws pressed softly into the moss. He felt strong, calm, and patient. He checked that the tiny campfire by the den entrance was safe and steady and would stay small and quiet. Then he stepped outside into the winter evening. Flora floated by his shoulder like a small, kind star. The snow outside was fresh and soft. When Theo walked, his paws pressed into it in a slow, steady rhythm. Each step was careful. Flora drifted beside him, her fairy glow shining softly on the snow. The forest watched them, peaceful and still. It seemed to lean in to listen too. They reached a group of tall pine trees first. The branches were heavy with snow. Now and then a little bit of snow slipped down in a soft hush. Theo lifted his head and listened. Everything was quiet. Then, the wind moved through the needles in a very soft way, like someone humming far away. It sounded like a gentle, calm breath moving through the treetops.
Listen, Theo.
Flora said.
The trees are singing a quiet tree song.
Theo closed his eyes. He listened to the trees. Then he hummed back, very low and gentle, a slow, calm note from his chest. His voice was deep and smooth, like a cozy drum in the dark. They stayed there for a while, just listening. The wind breathed softly through the pine needles. Theo answered with his slow, deep humming. Flora floated near the branches and touched a few needles. Tiny dots of light appeared for a moment and then faded away like sleepy stars. Flora said,
This can be the first part of our winter song. Quiet tree song.
Theo smiled. He felt warm inside, even though the air was cold.
Yes.
He said,
The first part is the soft breath of the trees. Very gentle, very slow.
After a long, calm moment, they walked on. Theo thought happily.
The song is beginning. The forest is helping us.
They walked through the snow again. Theo's paws moved in a slow, even pattern. Sometimes he paused, just to hear how still it was. Flora's wings made only a tiny, silky sound like a whisper. Soon they came to a small, frozen pond. The top was covered with a thin layer of ice. Snow lay on the edges like fluffy white pillows. Theo sat down beside the pond and leaned close. He could see a blurry shape of his round, bare face in the ice. Flora floated over the surface. Her glow touched the ice and made little sparkles appear. She said in a soft voice,
Hello, Sleepy Pond. Do you have a winter sound for us?
For a moment, it was very still. Then, a tiny crack went through the ice, very, very gentle. It was not harsh or sharp. It was just the ice settling into place, like a quiet stretch. The sound was small and light, almost like tiny bells wrapped in snow. Theo's ears moved. He listened closely.
This is a little note.
Flora said.
A tiny sparkling note. The pond is adding a quiet crystal sound to our song.
Theo nodded and said slowly,
The trees give us their soft breath, and the pond gives us its tiny crystal notes.
Inside, he thought,
Our song is getting more and more special.
The distant trees breathed softly in the wind. The pond now and then answered with a faint little crackle in the ice. Flora made slow circles over the ice. Theo drew a gentle line in the snow with one paw, following the sounds in his mind. Then Theo murmured,
Our winter song is growing, very slowly, very softly.
He felt calm. He felt peaceful. He felt patient. After some time, he stood up again. He and Flora walked on, deeper into the quiet winter forest, step by slow step. Theo thought.
Every step is part of the song too.
They followed a narrow path lined with little bushes, all covered in snow. The world around them was simple and still. The sky was dark, but it did not feel big or scary. It felt like a soft ceiling above them. Soon they heard another sound. Ahead of them was a tiny stream that had not fully frozen. Thin ice hugged the edges, but the middle still moved. The water made a gentle murmur, like someone humming a sleepy tune just for them.
Listen,
Flora whispered.
the stream is singing too.
Theo sat down on an old log near the stream. His paws dangled on the sides. The water moved and whispered, very quietly, over the little stones. It sounded like a soft, bubbly lullaby. The sound wrapped itself around Theo like a scarf that was made of music. Theo said slowly,
This part is like a warm drink on a cold day. It makes my chest feel cozy.
Flora nodded happily.
So now we have the tree's soft breath, the pond's crystal notes, and the stream's gentle lullaby. Our winter song is becoming more and more gentle.
Theo thought.
The forest is singing us to sleep as we walk.
The trees breathed softly. The pond gave tiny, delicate crackles now and then. The stream hummed its quiet lullaby. Theo's breathing became slow and steady. In and out, in and out. Very calm. Then Flora pointed with her tiny hand.
There is one more place. The hill where the wind hums. Maybe the winter song has one last piece up there.
Theo rose slowly. His big body moved without hurry. He said,
Let us go. Step by step, still listening.
They climbed the gentle hill. The snow was a little deeper here, and their steps were extra slow. Sometimes they stopped only to feel how quiet the world had become. At the top of the hill, they could see the tops of the trees and the soft glow of the stars above. The night was deep, but the air was friendly and still. Then, very softly, the wind moved over the hill. It made a low, steady sound, like a giant, sleepy cat purring far away, calm and kind. Theo closed his eyes to listen.
The wind is humming a cozy hum.
Flora said with a tiny smile. Theo and Flora sat together on the hill, side by side. Theo's fur was warm. Flora's glow was gentle. Around them, the sounds of the forest came together. The pine trees breathed softly. The frozen pond answered with delicate crystal sounds. The little stream murmured its lullaby. The hilltop wind hummed in a low, peaceful way. Theo felt the sounds moving inside his chest like soft waves.
I think I hear the song now. It is all of them together. The forest sings when the night becomes quiet.
Flora nodded.
Magic appears when the night becomes quiet. That is when we can hear the gentle song.
Theo thought.
This is the song I wished for. It was here all along.
They sat in silence for a little while longer, letting the forest sing around them. Then Flora turned to Theo and asked,
Shall we try it? Shall we sing the winter song for the forest?
Theo gave a slow, happy nod and said,
Yes, let us sing it. Very soft, very slow.
He took a deep, calm breath. Then he began to hum the whole forest song, low and gentle, carrying all the quiet sounds he had heard. His voice was deep and smooth. Flora added a tiny, clear note, like a single star in the sky, shining but not bright. Together, their notes curled gently into the night. The winter song moved through the trees and over the snow. Tiny animals in their burrows and under roots felt the calm sound around them. Willow, tucked under a log, felt her tiny heart slow down. Sunny, resting on a high branch, tucked her head a little deeper into its feathers. In their quiet homes, each small creature did not know the whole song, but they could feel it. They felt more peaceful. They felt more safe. They felt warm and loved. Theo listened to his own voice and thought,
This is exactly the feeling I wanted to share.
Theo and Flora hummed the winter song again and again. Each time, the song grew softer, not louder. Each time, it became calmer and slower. The stars in the sky were quiet. The snow was still. Theo felt a gentle pride in his big, warm chest. He had wanted a song to tell everyone, "You are safe here. I am watching over you." Now the song was real.
The forest likes our song.
Flora whispered.
Can you feel it, Theo?
Theo nodded.
Yes, everything feels so calm.
After a while, Flora's wings began to move more slowly. Her glow became softer, like a candle at the end of the evening. Theo's paws felt warm and heavy. His legs were relaxed. His shoulders were loose. His eyes wanted to close.
Shall we go back to the den?
Flora asked, almost in a whisper. Theo stood up very slowly.
Yes, we will walk back, and the song will walk with us.
They turned and went down the hill, step by slow step, following their own soft footprints in the snow. As they walked, Theo hummed the song under his breath, very quietly. Flora hummed along with a tiny high note that floated above his deep sound. The forest was almost completely quiet now. Only the gentle humming and the soft steps in the snow could be heard. With every step, Theo felt more relaxed. His breathing was slow and deep. His heart was calm and steady. Flora's light was like a small, sleepy star that stayed close by his side. Theo thought,
We are going home. Everything is safe.
Soon they reached the mossy clearing and the entrance to the den of Theo. The tiny campfire still glowed with a deep orange light, low and safe. Theo went inside and settled down on the soft moss. He curled his big body gently, making a cozy nest around himself. Flora floated down and rested on a smooth stone near his paws. Her floating fairy light hovered nearby, very small now, like a last little sparkle of day. The den was warm. The den was quiet. The den was safe. Theo took another slow, deep breath. In and out, in and out. He hummed the winter song one more time, very, very softly, almost only inside his chest. Flora listened with closed eyes. Her tiny hands were relaxed on her lap. Her wings hardly moved now. Theo murmured,
The forest is ready for winter. It has a song now, a calm, quiet song.
Flora smiled with her eyes still closed. She whispered,
You are a good guardian, Theo. You help everyone feel safe.
Theo felt a warm glow inside at her words. Theo felt warm all over when he heard that. He did not need to do anything more. The small problem was solved. The winter song was found and sung. The forest felt peaceful. His body grew heavier and heavier on the moss. His paws rested, still and soft. His ears listened to the last quiet hints of the night. His eyes felt heavier and heavier too, like two gentle little stones, warm and safe. He thought slowly.
Everything is all right. I can rest now.
Flora's glow dimmed little by little, like the end of a firefly dream. Her floating fairy light settled on the ground and stayed there, quiet and small. The tiny campfire burned low and steady. The shadows did not move much now. They rested on the stones and logs like soft blankets. Outside, the snow kept falling, slow and light, wrapping the world in silence. Inside, everything was calm. Everything was safe. Everything was warm. Theo let his eyes close all the way. He felt his big legs sink into the moss. He felt his back relax. He felt his head grow heavy and still. His breathing was slow and deep, like the gentle rhythm of the winter song he had learned. Each breath carried him further into rest, deeper and deeper into calm. So sleepy and so safe. Flora curled up on her smooth stone. Her wings folded softly around her like a tiny cape. Her last little sparkles floated in the air and then slowly faded. Her face was peaceful. Her tiny body was calm. Her breath was quiet and slow. The winter song of the forest held them both, like a gentle hug. It moved outside through the trees. It moved inside their hearts. Everything was peaceful. Everything was quiet. In the cozy den, on the soft moss, Theo drifted into sleep. He felt safe. He felt warm. He felt loved. Near his paws, Flora also drifted into sleep, light as a snowflake, quiet as a whisper. The forest rested. The winter song rested. The story is over, everything is fine, and now you can rest and sleep.